Welcome into the San Francisco 49ers Report. Chase Sr. here with you. Let's talk some Niners over the next several minutes. Here's everything that's coming up on today's show. Are the Niners looking to trade up in the 2025 NFL Draft? And if they do, there's a report out there that San Francisco is interested in Penn State tight end Tyler Warren, who's a blue chipper and one of my favorite players in this draft class. We also have a Brock Purdy contract update from Matt Maiocco, NBC Sports Bay Area, very plugged into the Niners, and he threw out a price tag that the Niners are comfortable with. What is it? Stay tuned to find out. Before we talk about all of that, help the show. And sometimes I ask for feedback down here in the comment section. That's what I'm doing right now. How can I and the 49ers Report improve? What do you want to see more of? Do you like what I do? Do you enjoy the content that myself and producer Chip provide for all of you? Honest feedback is always appreciated, so let me know. So let's start off here. Thor Nystrom of Fantasy Life, a fantasy football website, he put together a mock draft. And within that draft, he had the Niners trading up. And he said the 49ers currently have 11 picks in the 2025 NFL Draft, and I've been told they're looking into the possibility of a flashy move up in round one for skill help. San Francisco really likes Tyler Warren. Now, this doesn't make a lot of sense to move up and trade up and take Tyler Warren out of Penn State for these reasons, right? While Warren is one of my top players in this draft class, he's one of my favorite prospects because of his versatility, ability, and elite level playmaking. He's also a good fit for Kyle Shanahan's offense. It only makes sense if you plan on moving on from George Kittle. George Kittle is entering the final year of his contract in 2025. He's going to be 32 years old in October. The tight end market was altered a little bit last week with Trey McBride of the Cardinals getting $19 million per year. George Kittle is a more accomplished player. He's a better player. And while he's an older player, he can go right to the Niners and say, if Trey McBride gets $19 million per year, I'm owed at least $20 million per year on my contract extension. While Kittle is getting a little bit older and longer in the tooth, he's still playing at a very high level. He was a first-team All-Pro in 2023, had a 1,000-yard season then. Last year had another 1,000-yard season. He's been a great weapon for Brock Purdy in 36 games since Purdy made that first career start against, the Miami Dolphins, or he came in relief against the Miami Dolphins. From that point, George Kittle has played 36 games. He has 21 touchdowns from Brock Purdy. And so if the Niners are going to extend Purdy, do you extend George Kittle as well to continue to have them as a 1-2 punch at that quarterback tight end spot? At the same time, you think about everything that the Niners have said and done this offseason. They've gotten rid of older players. Those older players have gotten paid. The Niners have been able to shed a lot of salary. They're eating a lot of dead money. If they truly plan on resetting and having this hybrid mini rebuild, do you want to pay $20 million per year to a 32-year-old tight end? George Kittle is one of the best Niners of all time. He's the best tight end in the history of this organization. It would be crazy to think about the possibility of him not wearing the scarlet, red, and gold and going to another team and rocking another uniform. I still think he has great football left throughout his NFL career. But look, in the Bay Area, you never thought that Klay Thompson was going to wear another uniform. He's with the Dallas Mavericks now. And so this is the reality of sports and business. But if the Niners trade up to take Tyler Warren, after you sign Luke Farrell, it would signal that the Niners are not going to sign George Kittle to a contract extension. If you're looking for skill position players, I understand that because you moved off of Deebo Samuel and you plan on signing Brock Purdy to a contract extension. But this will be a luxury pick. And the Niners have massive, massive needs and huge holes along the offensive line and defensive line. But you also think about the Niners team building strategy. What have they said publicly? They prioritize players who score touchdowns. And that's why they haven't always prioritized the offensive line. And so if you plan on moving from Kittle, you trade up, you take Tyler Warren, who's an unbelievable player. You lock up Brock Purdy. You reset that tight end room from an age standpoint and a financial standpoint. You give Purdy a younger version of Kittle because Warren is very similar to Kittle in his ability to pick up yak. He's a really good blocker. His versatility, he's an awesome playmaker. That's a weapon that Purdy can grow and evolve with. I just would be shocked if the Niners end up doing that, but I also proposed this all the way back in December before anybody else was talking about Tyler Warren as a target for the Niners. If the Niners do trade up, what I'm doing is targeting a player in the trenches because those positions are more important. They go further in helping you win football games, and you have bigger needs there. It is funny, too, because on Monday's show, I put together a list of trade-up targets. These are blue-chip players who I believe are special in this draft class, who I think are worthy of trading up for. That's Abdul Carter if he falls. That's Travis Hunter if he falls. Armand Membu, my offensive tackle one in this class. That's Jalen Walker out of Georgia. Guess who I included in that list? Tyler Warren as well, because I believe that he's going to be a perennial Pro Bowl, All-Pro type of player. At Penn State last year, he lined up as a Wildcat quarterback. He lined up under center. He lined up as a center. He lined up as a fullback. He lined up as an H-back. He was an inline tight end. He lined up outside. He was a great red zone threat. He could pick up yak. He is a dog. But I just don't think it makes a lot of sense to move up for Tyler Warren when you have other bigger needs. Let's get to Brock Purdy here. Matt Maiocco, NBC Sports Bay Area, getting the sense that the 49ers do not want to go over $55 million per year on a Brock Purdy contract extension. He said the sweet spot to get a deal done will probably be in the low to mid-50s. And I've said this here on the show. I think that if the Niners can sign Brock Purdy between 50 and 55 million, it's a win for the Niners and it's a win for Purdy. And this is why. Last year we saw, with all of the injuries that happened on offense, with Kyle Shanahan having a subpar year, Brock Purdy needs help around him. He needs complementary pieces and weapons. He needs good offensive line play. He needs good skill position players. He needs a good ground game. The defense and special teams units did not help him out last year because those units stunk. It's not a knock on Purdy. I still think Purdy is a borderline top 10 quarterback in this league. I've been a fan of his since his rookie year in training camp. When I said the Niners cannot cut him, they have to have him on the 53-man roster. Otherwise, he's going to get scooped up by another team. I saw the special talent right away. Processing, touch, accuracy, good decision maker. Last year, that kind of went away from him. But those qualities are for real. But Brock Purdy needs help around him. And so if you pay him between 50 and 55 million, he gets paid, he gets compensated. That's a great number for him, but it's a great number for the Niners because the roster doesn't become watered down. We've seen that with the Cowboys. With Dak Prescott, they gave him that bag and they've given him multiple huge contracts. The rest of the roster isn't all that good. So they've become too Dak reliant. The Niners can't become too Brock Purdy reliant because if they do, they're not going to be the best version of themselves reaching levels that they aspire to get to, right? And the NFL salary cap is only going to continue to increase and go up, and the quarterback market is going to continue to explode. And so if you do get Purdy between 50 and 55, and then you have these other quarterbacks who start to get these deals between 60 and 70 million, because it's a matter of time before Dak Prescott's average annual value of $60 million per year gets overtaken. And Purdy continues to play well, develop, because he's still a young quarterback, and he's shown that he can be elite. And I do think he is elite when he has a good supporting cast. That contract can then become a bargain. But if you pay Purdy and he demands $60 million, I'm just not paying him that. I'm saying, look, my offer is between 50 and 55. We'll give you some good guaranteed money. Deshaun Watson got $230 million guaranteed. All right? Jared Goff got $113 million in guaranteed money. I think Purdy is better than Goff, but they're in the same neighborhood as a quarterback. And so I'd give Purdy $120, $130 million in guaranteed money. But you start to get to $60 million per year, the Niners seem to be skeptical. I would be skeptical. So I think 50 to 55 really is the happy zone, and that's coming from a guy who's very plugged in Matt Maiocco, NBC Sports Bay Area. All right, thanks for tuning into the show. Don't forget to hit that sub button. Just wanted to talk some Niners here today, and we'll catch you tomorrow right here on the show because we continue to push out great content. See ya.